You in the hip hop corridor where we giving you hip hop and more. 96.3 HD4. Get 'em, dub.
Yeah, we caught the wave and we took it to shore. The convo's pure, it's the hip hop corridor. Yeah, talking about the latest, celebrating who the greatest, and honoring the ones, man, who paved it, who really made it. Be in the amazement, same place they shot Rap City in the basement. Office cable TV, film, music, and entertainment. Check us out, 96.3 HD4. It's the hip hop corridor. Dub and Troy.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
Hey, what's cracking?
There it is. Hey, this is part two of a special interview that we got on the hip hop corridor.
Yeah,
you know what
man.
I mean? I'm your man Troy.
I'm D-Dub, you know.
You know, we on 96.3 HD4 and we welcomed our brother back.
You know what I'm saying?
For part two.
Yes, indeed.
Because
you know what I'm saying?
It was so much.
Hey, look, the first one was so nice, we had to bring him back twice.
Had to bring him back twice. There it is. So, if you don't know, and if you have no idea, you've been under the rock, we got our brother back.
Yeah.
Our man.
Yeah.
Esquire.
For sure.
Hip hop legend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Attorney.
Yeah, there it is.
You know, dad.
There it is.
Friend. You
Husband,
know what I'm saying?
brother.
Homie.
You know what I mean? He back
Yeah.
for part two so we can finish getting into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Our brother, your brother. Yeah. Tracey Lee.
Yeah.
Salute.
And Trey, it's
man.
crazy because you coming around the time where we just changing the format of our new music thing. You know what I'm saying? So we usually pick a banger to start the show off.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, it was Troy time last week. You know, it's my turn this time, and I'm passing it to you. You know. So what you want to hear to start the Tracey Lee Part 2 show off?
Okay, so, now that you mentioned that, I got 3 records in mind, but I'm going to narrow it down to one. But I'm going to mention the other 2. It's Yours, I thought about, because that's the record that, oh my God, when I first heard it, it was so like, that was just straight drums. Like, that was the first time, like, during that time that you heard a record like that. That and Suck MCs. But then I thought about LL and the freestyle he did at After Midnight.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't think I even know that one.
Forget Oreos, eat cool, J. Cole.
But you know what? Because that's so under, and we'll listen to that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna take it to LL and I'm gonna go. I need a beat.
I need a
Nice.
beat. All right, let's cue it up one time, Shane. We'll be right back, y'all.
There it is.
All right, welcome back to the Hip Hop Corridor. We still got my man Tracey Lee up in the building.
Yes.
You know, he just picked a song for us today.
Yes, sir.
I just learned some stuff while I was here. You know what I'm saying? I'm always learning stuff with Troy, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
He
man,
always schooling me, man.
That's what it's about, right? Look, and you know, as dope as LL sound, he was only 16
What?
when he made that record.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's the
Young
first
boy.
time I ever heard the song.
Young boy.
Youngin'.
Glad y'all put me on,
sir.
man. So let's get into it, man. You know, last time we left off, like I said, we talked about your humble beginnings and your name changed from L Rock to Tracey Lee and the Howard Days and the Many Faces classic album, the
Good
Live
memories,
of the 215.
man. Good
you know,
memories.
so now we want to talk about Esquire because we didn't get a chance to get into it.
No doubt.
So matter of fact, tell me what happened like after you dropped the 215 album to the beginning of the Esquire album. What was going on in that mind frame there?
Well, that was the transition into law school. So, you get dropped, you start to reevaluate some things, and you try to figure out where your career path is and where you're trying to go and all this other stuff. So, and I think that's where we kind of left off with the last discussion, how I went to, based on my faith, went to church, put money in the collection plate, you know what I'm saying, and went from 7 to 57. I mean, from $7,000 to $7,000 to $57,000, and then reevaluated some things, and then we go to law school. And so, all the while I'm in law school, though, when you have a gift and you have a love for the culture and for the music, you don't just stop cold turkey. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, we continue to develop our craft, we continue to write, we continue to make music, things like that. Like, I had a little setup I had an apartment in Baton Rouge. I went to Southern University Law School.
You in Louisiana?
Yeah, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, look, I was a fat boy.
You been everywhere, yeah?
Listen, I was a
Atlanta,
fat boy. All
London.
over. New York, London. You know what I mean?
D.C.
Yeah. And see, that's why I'm getting a late start with the family thing, because we were still You know what I mean? But you know, we had the mic in the closet and all that.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh,
And
yeah.
continue to create. And so after we get out of law school, then you know it's the whole thing about getting, you know, starting your career, getting a gig. You know what I'm saying? Possibly, you know, I tried, you know, interning for certain. Shout out to Rasheed Wallace. You know, he told his man Bill Strickland, who is a renowned sports agent, because that's really where I was trying to, not only just with entertainment law, but also wanted to be an agent in sports. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Matter of fact, I was a licensed NFL agent for about 2 years, but that thing got a little expensive. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's trying to find my way after you get out of law school, like how you're going to generate, you know, money's income and all that other stuff. And so during that process, we continue to write, and then you know, it was time to put together a project, because now we talking about from 2001, so to speak, to about 2000 and when did that album come out? 2013?
14 or 13.
Yeah, something like. So we talking about a 10, 12-year gap.
Right.
If you didn't know me personally, you thought I fell off the face of the earth.
Right.
So I felt like ESQ was an opportunity to explain, you know, that 10, 12-year gap. Like, okay, where Trey Lee been? Okay, well, cool. Let me tell you the story.
Boy, did you tell us the
you know what
story,
I'm
man.
saying?
I love that ESQ joint,
Yeah.
man.
Wanna know?
That's some of my favorite
ESQ.
Trey Lee work right there,
You know
man.
what I mean?
What's one of your favorite Trey Lee joints off the ESQ joint, Troy?
Man, Vision.
That Visions. Why you like Visions, man?
Because it really just lay it out, because the lessons that he learned,
Right.
you know, throughout his career, he pretty much put it out there in Visions. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He pretty much let you know what happened, why it happened.
Right.
You know, and you could kind of see why his next move was his next move. You know what I mean? As far as going to law school, so that he would never, that would never happen
Have it again. Right.
You know what I mean? So
I mean,
Lesson
honestly,
learned.
that record was therapy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, me and my wife was just talking about just the whole, you know, how, you know, most, if not all, black people in America need some type of therapy.
For sure.
But, you know, it's and then I guess our differences were, you know, what type of like, do you need to go see a therapist, or do you have some other form of therapy that you can tap into? And my personal form of therapy is writing. You know what I'm saying? It's doing the music, getting it out. And so that's what Vision was. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's 12 years of stuff just bottled up.
let it out.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just like, you know what? Let me, one and done. I'm going to address it, I'm going to hit it, and then I'm going to dismiss it. Boom. So that's what it was.
Matter of fact, man, I want to hear that joint right now.
Yeah.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out.
Yo, this is Stacey Holmes here at the Office of Cable Television, Film, Music, and Entertainment, and you are watching the Hip Hop Corridor. Check it out.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Now that's what I'm talking about right
Man,
there.
That could have been the bank.
Man.
That could have been the bank. You
Man.
know what I'm saying? You know, Trey, you know, he tried to, you know,
Yeah.
pay homage and all
Yeah,
that to
spread
LA.
it.
You know.
Absolutely.
Well, boy,
Yeah.
that Visions, man.
That I mean, wow. That, and you know what's crazy? That is something that most artists go through.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
most.
Yeah.
You know, that's more the story than not.
Past, present, and future.
And, yeah.
Right.
Shout out to my man Bees who did the track. Shout out to my man Tone Gadget, you know what I'm saying, the digital hustler who shot the video. I mean everything from the record to the visual to the lyrics was encapsulated, like, and it captured exactly what I was trying to say perfectly.
Right.
Everything.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you saw that. You could see that right there, man.
Absolutely.
But the ESQ joint, man, that was like one of my favorite albums.
Talk to me.
Like I said, I love the Wait joint. I love Stop Playing joint. I love the Time joint. Marvin Gaye on the sample of that joint.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Marvin Estate who
The
let
Howard
me rock
Girls
with the
joint.
Howard,
You know what I'm saying?
And that, you know,
That's still a staple.
I was getting ready to say, it ain't a Howard woman in the world, especially the ones that know Trey,
Man,
that
listen.
don't rock that.
Man,
I bet,
every
I bet.
homecoming it's always, yo, can we hear Howard? Like it's just like Christmas. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right,
Like
right.
a
We
Christmas
need
song.
that.
So yeah, man. I mean that album, you know, again, you talking about 10 to 12 years of me, you know, basically getting these thoughts together. You know what I'm saying? And it all came out. It all came out, and it came out in a perfect way. And it came out the way that I wanted to. And that's really, you know, the most important. And that was the first independent project. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
So that kicked off the whole independent movement. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we came out the pocket for everything for the and that's when we were still doing CDs. So
Right.
the packaging for the CD, the artwork, the everything. You know what I mean? It was all independently done.
Yeah.
And we pushed it as such. You know what I'm saying?
You
Yeah.
wouldn't even have known it was independent.
Mm.
By
Right.
looking at it and,
Right.
and by listening to it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The features, the production.
The features. Oh, my man Guru was on that joint.
Yes,
He did
absolutely.
the
Eric
pro
Roberson.
bono.
Eric Roberson,
Eric
yeah.
Roberson.
Eric
Y'all-
Roberson with the Howard girl.
With the
yeah.
Howard, man, he always man. Y'all got a nice chemistry, man. Y'all
Yeah.
remind me, you and him and OGs. It's
Yeah.
like y'all got a nice, because
Yeah.
I think on that almost like 3-4 albums, Eric
on-
Roberson
He
was on
been
them.
on,
joints.
that's my guy, man. Shout out to E Road, man. That's always been my brother. I think I told y'all we was in a singing group together. Did I
Nah,
tell you
we ain't
that?
get that one.
Oh, you know what?
Troy might
when
know.
when we talk about now, I ain't know, but when we talk about expect the unexpected, you sang on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I was
yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
is that Tracy?
And see, I wasn't sure. I was like, it sounded like it, but I wasn't really 100. So
I can believe
I'm glad
that.
you know
Matter
you
of fact,
confirming
we'll
it.
get to it, but on KO, that's me
That's
and him
you?
singing.
Oh wow,
Like
okay.
that's me on the hooks and him on the hooks, and
Yeah.
he soloed out. But yeah, that's primarily me because I got him. I had already did the song. We'll get to it, but I already did the song, and then I was like, "Yo, E, I just need you on here to add the little seasonings."
Oh, yeah,
but I had
yeah.
already sang it out already.
No,
you
he's
know
dope.
What I'm saying?
He's definitely
Yeah.
dope. You know what I mean? But another thing you could tell about another reason I felt like it was a major project is because of the samples that you was able to
Facts.
play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
even that, we know how much that cost.
For sure.
Right.
So even that, to have the samples that you had on
Yeah.
that Esquire was like, okay, it's some,
The Marvin Gaye was on there.
And that's why I had to give a shout out to, because I personally, like, I know a cat, my man D Extra, who was in, what's the group? They had the song back in the day, "Cry No More." Remember the R&B
no
song?
more.
Yeah,
I do know that joint.
it was a group out of DC. Johnny
Yeah.
Gill's brother was in that
oh
group.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly who you're talking
But
about.
D Extra was one of the cat. He is cool with Marvin's estate, with Marvin Gaye the Third.
Okay.
So I called him up.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, send him the records. Like, yo, it'd be an honor if I could da. Because a lot
Right.
of times, with these samples, if you go directly to the source, and I mean, get the administrator out of the picture, because they the ones, because that's how they get paid.
Right.
But if you know the cats that own the sample personally, give them a call, because that's all they really want is acknowledgement. Like,
Right.
and they'll work with you, especially if you're independent. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Okay,
So
okay.
called them up. You know what I
Good to
mean?
know,
He listened
good
to
to
the
know.
record. He loved it. He's like, yeah, man, go ahead, man. Go ahead and do that. if some issues come up, you know what I mean? I'll
Yeah.
let them know. Blah, blah, blah. But go ahead, get busy.
Man, matter of fact, what's one of your favorite songs off the album, ESQ?
Man. I mean, the obvious choice is Vision, but I want to go to probably Wait, because Wait gave you a glimpse of what I'm doing currently as a family man. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, I'm fixing the banister on the stairs and trying to figure out when this record is going to come out, and if I'm going to get it out by homecoming, because there's some dilemmas here, because I got day-to-day things that I'm going. So
Right.
this is the weight that I'm carrying
your
on my shoulders
yeah,
right now. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then, back then I wanted to save hip hop. So, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So I wanted to, you know what I mean? Because I felt like it wasn't enough representation of the real.
Right,
The East Coast was silent and all this other. So I'm
Right.
carrying all of that. So I love that record, and I love an unsung record that Eric Roberson is on. Is called Hunger.
Oh, yeah.
Because I
Yep,
pulled
yep.
that record, and I pulled the Howard Girls record from off of a release that he had done. And so he had did those two records previously. And so
Okay.
I asked him, could I use those records and just give you my interpretation of it?
Yeah.
So Hunger is kind of like it's kind of like the Common record. I used to love her.
I used to love a joint.
But it's taken from a perspective of now, like, he's saying I used to love her, and I'm really saying I still love her, even though you doing all the foul. You know what I'm saying? Whatever is going, it was a metaphor. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And at that time, hip hop was turning into this thing that really is kind of it's the milder version of what it is now. Like it was turning into a whole lot of drug using as opposed to drug selling.
Right,
And a
right,
whole
right,
lot of,
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Just taking on a different form. But all in all, I'm still doing it, and I'm gonna still stick with you, even though you an addict, even though you know what I mean. You got all these issues. I'm gonna help you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Man, Troy, I want to hear that weight joint.
Let's hear that and hunger.
And hunger, there it is.
Yeah.
We'll be right back, y'all.
Absolutely.
When I'm not engineering, you know I'm tuning in with the Hip Hop Corridor.
Ooh, it's a party up in the corridor, baby.
Oh, man.
It's a party
Oh,
in
man.
the corridor.
Yeah,
Man, you know what I'm saying? That
yeah.
ASQ album was nice, man.
Absolutely,
Love
man.
that joint. Yeah, go back and get that joint if y'all missed it, man, because
sure.
there's some bangers on that
For
joint,
sure.
man. And
Do it.
Trey be
on all
flowing like-
platforms. I let that one on all platforms, so y'all can get that one on any platform.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Hey, so let's get into the next project.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Because then it took a little minute again, and then we got Expect the Unexpected.
Expect the unexpected. You know what I'm saying? I love the graffiti album cover, the chain, the whole, the essence of it.
Yes.
That's hip hop right there.
That was hip hop.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From track 1, Smoke, all the way through
That
to No
smoke
Worries.
joint. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Smoke.
And that album is really the title, because going back to what you said, it took a little minute, so we're going from 2014 to 2019,
yeah,
right? So we're
19,
looking at
yeah.
5 years.
Right.
And so it's like often I get into these spaces where I was like, okay, what direction I'm going to go in? Because I'm looking at the landscape. I think we talked off mic, you know what I'm saying? And we were talking about getting your motivation. Where do you get your motivation from? Where do you get your influences from? You know, what motivates you to do what you do? And I think at that particular space, it's like I'm looking for this motivation. So that's when I met a brother by the name of O'Jiz, probably about 2012, 13, right?
Okay.
And he was a part of a group called Starvation.
Yeah.
And these cats was fire.
All of them. For
could
sure,
spit.
for sure.
All
What's up,
of
little
them.
Cuzzo?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Lil Vito,
Yeah.
Born Supreme
Yeah.
now, Boogie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Them boys fire.
On fire. And it's like, that's one of the tragic moments in hip hop for me, is like, because I'm just imagining that they could have just stayed together. You know what I'm saying?
Right, man.
But Jizz, we built a rapport, and I did a song with them. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah.
But I was always in love with the production.
Right.
And MCmanship too. But
Yeah.
it was like, okay, there was an opportunity to work with Jizz, and really we just started off with one record. We started off with if we get to the titles, because he redid It's Yours. What was the title of that record? Whatever the title of that record was, that was the first one.
Okay.
Then we did Looney, right?
Looney.
Hold up.
Hold
Do
on,
what I wanna do.
Hold on, we're gonna get there. Then we did Looney. So it was like one record. Then here's another record. Then here's another record. We was like, you know what? We might as well put together a whole project. And so Expect the Unexpected was really this record that you don't know what I didn't know what to expect from it, and from what I wanted to put out, I didn't want people to expect what you thought you was going to hear.
Yeah.
That's why we was experimenting with certain things on this record. Experiment with sounds, me singing on the joint, me
Right.
doing the joint with my man from
Prodigy, do what I want to do.
Yeah. Do what I want to do.
what I
You know what
wanna
I'm
do.
saying?
Yeah, that was the first
Like,
single joint.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was like, you didn't expect that from me. You
Right,
know what I mean?
nah,
So that's what we wanted to do. So hence the title.
Here's the title.
It makes sense.
Hence the title.
Look, but can I talk about Looney?
Oh, you can do it now. You can talk about
Because
Looney, man.
Because Looney
Yeah.
is my favorite joint
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Expect the and I like most of the records on
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You know what I mean, it's not one record on there I don't like.
Right,
So,
right.
but Looney for me stood out. You know what I mean? When you hit him with, you don't know Trey High. You know what I mean?
Juvenile
That's
joint.
Juvie, yeah. He said, but the Don't Lie is the one after it. He said, always been crack, jumping jacks.
Ask Pookie.
Ask Pookie.
Ask Pookie, that show was nasty.
I've been cracked, been jumping jacks.
Ask
Yeah.
Pookie. That's off the new Jack City.
Yeah,
If y'all don't know,
yeah.
you know what I'm
And the
saying?
line before that, the Big L.
Yeah. Man, that record, again, I think it's truly for the hip hop listener, and you will miss a lot of that.
Yeah.
You will miss a lot of that.
You got to
Because
listen to it 2 or 3 times just to catch
you know what I
some
mean?
stuff.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that song is the culture.
Yeah.
You reference so many different aspects of the culture from movies, music.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Legends that people don't know,
Yep.
like Big L. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right.
Juvenile.
Exactly.
If you don't know that,
Exactly.
you know,
Right,
you don't know
you
Trey.
don't- right.
Look, that, I was like,
You don't know Trey. Yeah. Even the Pookie line at the
The
delivery.
Pookie joint was
delivery.
mean. That joint was mean right there. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
so that, I mean, that just show your lyricism right there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the creativity that it takes.
Right.
And to be coming back after 5 years.
Yeah.
Hit us with that.
Right.
And then to find out that was one of the first joints.
Yeah.
Right.
That, yep. Because that particular record, I wrote it as a freestyle. So really, there's another version of that I did over It's Yours, and I went 5 minutes, right, with those same bars. Went 5 minutes straight. So when I got to Jiz's crib and he played the beat, I said, you know what? I'm about to break this joint up. And make
Okay.
it a record.
Like-
You know what I'm saying? And so that's when we added the 20 years on me. That's what, you know what I'm saying? That was the hook. Boom. And so yeah.
All right, man. Look, they love Loonies. I mean, Loonies.
Yeah.
I Wonder. You know, that's
Yeah.
one of my favorite joints,
mine
man. That I Wonder joint crazy, man. I feel like you and OG's got a real good chemistry, you know what I'm saying?
And yeah, he did that entire project too, man.
And that
It
joint
was,
dope too, man.
Yeah, and so that's, once we did that album, it was like, oh, we got something here, because what it does is it combines the old with the new.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm giving him, the feel of an MC from, what we know as being an MC.
Right.
And he's giving me these new sounds, but it still got that knock.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It still got that knock, and that's one thing that I like about working with Jazz, especially, we had hit a point where a lot of cats were just using the sample, not putting drums under there and all that other stuff, which is
Right,
cool.
right.
But nah, I need that knock.
need that
I
knock,
need
you
that.
know what I'm saying?
That's hip
Pat,
hop.
Nah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
That's hip hop.
And you got my homegirl Cat up on the joint.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? She
yeah.
wanna,
Respect
let it
that
let it go.
new.
Respect that
Yeah.
new. Yeah. Shout out my man L, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let's go ahead.
Before we do that, let's talk about how the fact that was a family affair too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You had your daughter on the
Oh
track.
Absolutely.
yeah.
You know what I
That
mean?
joint
we
crazy
go.
too.
You Uncle Slowly? Yeah.
And then you did an homage to your wife.
Oh, absolutely.
that
Oh, and that
joint.
was with the one with Eric Roberson on
Roberson.
it.
Yeah, that joint nice too,
You know what I mean?
man.
Come through.
Come through. You know?
Actually, you know what? Like, I like doing records like that because it helps me to expand my palette a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It allows me to start, telling a bit of a story. You know what I mean? Like story rhyme, like, the bar for bar, similes, metaphors and all that. That's cool. Like I could do that in my slumber.
Right,
But when it comes to like writing out a story and connecting a dot like from beginning to end, with the whole thing, so that you get, back when we was in school, we had to draw an outline. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
And so when I write these kind of rhymes, that's what I do. I take it back to that Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2. You know what I mean? Give you the intro, the body, and the conclusion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, Come Through was definitely that. You know what I mean?
that
And it's a
whole
true
album,
story.
man.
So
That's another dope project you did,
Dope
man.
project.
Matter of fact, can we do a segment of just, expect the unexpected?
Ooh.
Musically.
On another day?
No, right now.
Right now?
Let's play them joints.
Oh yeah, my bad. Absolutely. I'm trying to get the brother a whole show on put another out.
Troy Wall Part 3.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back, y'all.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to the Hip Hop Corridor.
Yeah.
Man, that was crazy.
Man.
I expected unexpected, man.
Oh my
That joint got us jumping in
I'm
here,
out of
man.
breath.
I mean, boy, Trey was spitting on that joint. The crazy part about that album is Troy was just he wanted to do a listening party for you.
Right.
And he talked, he had just started working here, so he didn't really want to, ruffle no feathers yet. But then he presented it to, one of the big bosses, and they wanted Trey Lee to come down here. And
That was
do
a blessing.
Yeah, man.
That was a
man.
blessing.
And that's when we saw Troy, put his EP hat on, executive
man.
producer, and he asked me to host it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
okay, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I had a video show,
Right.
And I got sick one day, and I couldn't make the show.
Yeah.
That you was on.
Yeah.
So this was my second time getting another opportunity to catch up with you, and I'm so glad Troy gave me that opportunity, man.
Dog, I ain't see it no other way.
You know what
Man,
I'm saying?
that show was crazy.
That show was crazy, man.
The way y'all put it together, the production aspect of it, man, it was top notch. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
So we had a nice listening party.
Shout out to Rico who was DJing and all that.
Oh yeah,
Dirty Rico.
Dirty Rico for sure, man. You know,
Gotta get
Michelle
him up
Wright,
here.
Firm,
Michelle
right,
Wright.
Absolutely.
That was a dope show, man. But then, you know what I'm saying? So the next up was what, man? Glory.
Man.
And look, you kind of let us know that was the next title from Smoke. That's the first,
you know,
the first thing you said.
line.
Yep. And that's where it came from. I mean, simple as that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I mean, we're going to talk about it, but it was also befitting of the time we were in.
Yeah, right.
That was the pandemic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
now you kicking them joints out. You know, they coming now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that was almost back to back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it was. It was 19 and it was 20.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So
You was
now
in your groove
you
at
feeling
that
your
point.
groove again. You know what I'm saying? Did it feel different, or did it feel right?
It felt right. I mean, I think it was, again, because we're in the pandemic and we're in the crib and there's all these thoughts running through my brain at that particular time. You know what I'm saying? Because this is unprecedented, uncharted waters we're in.
Right.
Nobody knew what the hell was going on. It just, everything locked down. Like, it was like, and so because it happened the way it happened, you didn't know when we was gonna come back out.
Right,
That's true.
right. Yeah, crazy times, man.
So that's, you know, that's when you start taking a deep dive and start really looking at yourself. You know what I'm saying? Studying yourself, studying, you know, the people that's in your crib, immediately in your crib, you know, your family and things like that.
Right.
And so, you know, I think that's where my spiritual background came into play. You know what I'm saying? My faith came into play. You know what I mean? And so that's really what this and the thing about this album, did I write anything? I don't think I wrote anything. No, it was ESQ that I remember. I wrote this one. I did. I wrote this one purposely because I wanted to document it. Matter of fact, I did a book.
Yeah.
I did the book version of Glory. Like, so, and that's you know, on my website, TraceyLeeMusic.com. But it was essentially like, you know, the idea came from, you know, how we used to get records and albums and you get the
liner notes and all
the
that.
liner notes and
Right.
the lyrics are in there.
Yeah.
But I knew we were in a digital space, so it was like, all right, well, let's put together the manual aspect of this and put it in book form with pictures and things like that. But again, this was, you know, a test of my faith. And I knew that people were going through some things at this particular time. So there was, you know, me and Jez got together and we did this album in separate spaces. Like he was in his house, I was we did it online. So I recorded my own vocals on this joint at my house, sent it to him, and then he'll plug and play it together and all that. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, and we did it pretty fast, man. It was like this. I probably put this album together quicker than any other album that I've ever done in my life. And that's why when people ask me about this album, the first thing that I say is that I was truly a vessel. Like this was really God just
Doing what he do.
doing the work.
Yeah.
I was just, you know, it was like my hand wasn't even on the pen. I'm telling you. It was just flowing.
Yeah.
Yo,
it was just flowing.
Right.
And it all came together.
Yeah.
I mean, from one, you know, all the tracks.
I mean,
It
do
was
it
amazing.
Do It I.
Glory. The old me.
The old me.
Sheesh. Freedom. Different. I mean,
man.
the whole epilogue segment with the I wonder, the sheesh description. I mean, please check this album out. This
got
joint
to.
is crazy, man. Glory.
You got
I don't
to check it.
Glory was the whole, like, it's really Trey Lee's Holy Ghost. Like, I'm telling you,
Nah.
my pen was floating.
This
it was
joint-
truly floating.
It was incredible, man.
It
You know
wasn't
what I'm
me.
saying?
was. It absolutely was incredible.
Yeah, that
What's your favorite on the joint?
Oh, well, see, for me, it changed.
It do change like every 2 weeks. You be like, I did like this one, but now I like this one more.
This weekend when I was listening to it, now it's the old me.
The old me. Hey, that's my
You know
that's
what I
my
mean?
joint.
It's the old me. And before that, it was Dewey Eye. I think you even put something
Eye
out.
looking out of my window.
Yeah.
Woo.
You put something out and was like, "What's your favorite joint?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Dewey Eye."
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
At that
Right.
point.
Yeah.
But now it's the old me.
Right.
That's a testament to a good project.
For
though.
sure.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure. And another testament is because Sheesh was on on the earlier part of the album.
Yeah. That was the first single.
You know,
that was the first release.
And then y'all did a remix, kind of like
the
and that was just as good.
Yeah,
you know, I don't know which one I like more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shout out to Soul Food who did the remix because we put out the original album on all the platforms, and then we had with Sheesh we had a contest before we even put out the album. We had a contest, a remix contest, and we had a bunch of producers. You know what I'm saying? Submit. That, And so Soul Food won that contest. So it was like, we're gonna use this when we reissue the album, put 3 bonus tracks on it.
Yeah.
And that matter of fact, I Wonder, which was on ESQ, was also on a remix.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So but shout out to Soul Food. But that remix he did to that, Jesus.
Man. Yeah, now this
Glory, I even like the joint We Good.
Oh,
we
yeah.
Good.
Oh, see,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a vibe.
That's me. You know what I'm saying? I might not talk to you in a while.
We good.
You know, when I do see you, it's just love. Just, you know, I ain't trying to disrespect.
Family,
you know,
good.
Got a lot going on, but when I see you,
we good.
It's we good.
We good. And I think between that, if I had to, if I like, they're all my kids, but if I had to play a favorite, it would probably be We Good and Freedom.
Freedom's so smooth to me, there's 2 people featured on that
song. What's the sister's name? They both from Canada.
Oh, they are?
You know what I'm saying? Please pull that up. Because,
I'm pulling it up right
now. But I met them at a conference overseas it was close to Germany. We were like, where the hell were we at? But we were in Europe.
Okay.
And I met these 2 sisters over there, man, and we chopped it up, and one of them, was in college at the time, and I think she might be in her last year there. But her voice is so crazy, and then the other one, they both. But we doing all of this online.
Quinta and Zamani.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah. So
hey,
so
that song,
Zamani, yeah.
Zamani.
So we're all doing this online. So they doing the vocals at their crib, and the other one's doing the vocals, and then we put it together, and we kind of meshed what they brought back. You know what I'm saying? We produced it and meshed with it. But that song, when we finished, I swear, I'm not really a crier. I swear, my eyes were like, you know what I mean? Like, it's something in there, you know what I mean? Like, that record is so special, man.
Yeah, that's a dope song.
Matter of fact, man, let's listen to the Glory segment right now. So let's check them joints out.
Glory.
Hey man, it was a party up in the corridor, man. Hip hop corridor. We had a ball.
Yes, we did, man.
So big shout out to Tracey Lee.
Yeah,
blessed us today, man.
Yeah, 2 times, man.
2 times. Part 1 and part 2.
Any other way. Any other way.
Yeah.
Woo,
Welcome back.
Hey, that Glory segment, man. I don't know which one was better, the Glory segment or the Expect the Unexpected segment or the ESQ segment.
The ESQ.
All fire. All fire.
Nah, man, but y'all really just kind of taking me back to, those spaces I was in when I was creating this work. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, I don't get a chance to, purposely, I try not to look back when I'm trying to create something new, but it's refreshing to look back, you know what I'm saying, to kind of feel like, okay, this is how I approach this thing. And, it's like watching game film, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But look, to me right now, this segment probably might be your dope. I'm talking about different.
Hey, different, man.
Different is fire. And the dope, the way you present it different by bringing out the 25th anniversary remake
for sure,
a Party Time.
For sure,
that set it off.
Down.
You know what I mean? And once again, you and OJ.
Oh yeah,
OJ. I was telling y'all off mic, man. I feel like Trey joints just keep getting better, man. It's like
absolutely.
It's like I don't. Many Faces is a classic album to me, but going through these joints, I don't know no more. I mean, I know it's still classic, but I don't know which one is my favorite album no more. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember what you said in part 1?
What
I
said?
A category of no skips.
Oh yeah.
And that's real.
That's real. Hey man, and the more I listen to it, it's like, because your albums be having like, it's not one lane.
Right.
We going to have some girl type joints. We gonna have some knowledge joints. It's eclectic. You know what I'm saying? And so I love that part.
And you know what's crazy about that is and going back and listening to. I've been consistent with that since the beginning. And I didn't realize that until I did different. And I'm looking at different, and I'm like, okay, how can I, with each album, how can I make it different than the previous joint?
Yeah.
But the common theme with all of the joints is that they all have that, basically wide range.
Yeah,
you know
they
what
all
I'm
do.
saying?
You
Like,
know what I'm saying?
like it's basically you get a different feeling, with each record. You know what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
and I don't know if that's good, bad, or whatever, but that's just me.
Man,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
think that's good.
I think it's great.
Just like because when you're telling a story, because it's a complete project,
Right.
So
Right.
you kind of telling us a story,
Right.
Yeah.
You got ebbs and flows, you
Right.
know what I mean? So
Right.
you don't want to just stay like on a monolithic.
That's a fact.
You
Right.
want to go up and down and.
But some people got a different approach, right? With music, they say, okay, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So let's just keep giving them this same thing. And I've always been, not a fan of that.
Right, right.
Because that ain't me as a human being. I go through different emotions.
things, right,
Absolutely.
right,
And
right.
that's natural.
You know what I'm saying?
And as a
Yeah.
storyteller, you got to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, 'cause
right.
the story might be good the first time if you just stay like this way, let's keep doing that.
Right.
But you're not gonna come back to it.
Right.
Because you know the story, you won't get the same feeling.
That's a fact.
With your projects, when you come back, just like we talked about, I was like, I got different favorites off of Glory now than I did when I first was listening to it.
Right, right.
That's what you get when you get them ebbs and flows.
Yeah,
you
no,
know what
right,
I mean?
right. Good call, good call.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and real quick, I want to give a shout out to Quinto and Zamani. I just had to get their names right. That was on
Yeah.
Freedom. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah,
shout out to
yeah.
those sisters up in Canada. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, different, man. The butter soft joint. You know what I'm saying? I saw you up Howard doing that joint, the
shout
video.
out to Jermaine
You
Hard
know what I'm
Soul, man.
saying?
He killed that record.
The
That's another
Howard,
Howard
you was
brother.
around, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that joint was
That's
nice.
a two-step joint.
You know,
what
that's a
I mean?
two-step
Yeah,
joint.
that's a two-step joint.
Y'all was killing at the end of the video, too.
For sure.
Who was your man dancing at
Oh,
the end?
that was Jermaine Hard Soul. He produced that record.
He was getting it.
He produced that record.
Shout out to him.
Then you had another joint with E. Roberson.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
That's Cacao.
Cacao.
Yeah,
Cacao,
yeah.
I was telling y'all off the mic, you know what I'm saying? Or I said it previously. Me and Jizz had did that record maybe like 2 years ago, 2021. But we never put it out on streaming platforms. We gave it to a couple DJs. They loved it, you know what I'm saying? But we never really pushed it out there. So now I just took that as an opportunity to add a couple spices to it.
Okay.
So, E, what's good, man? This is right up your alley, bro. Oh, sure, send it. Boom. And E put his thing on it and
Right.
voila. You know what I mean?
Dope, man.
Y'all could do almost a compilation album, you and E,
Hey,
man,
man.
because you on his album too.
Yeah,
I think,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the box.
Lust for Love.
Yeah, Lust for Love. Yeah, I think
Lust for Love.
Yeah.
I mean, me and E, I think I told, cats, we was in a singing group back at Howard.
Right,
So
right.
that's where the synergy comes from. You
That's
know what
dope,
I'm
though,
saying?
man.
So,
Yeah.
But
dope.
Cacao is one of them joints. Cacao is one of them joints.
Yeah.
So
What's up?
Look,
Go
can
ahead.
I talk
Go
about
ahead.
my favorite
Go ahead.
joint?
Talk, Joy.
Reflections. Reflections is that's like a. Let me get this word right. I'm using a big word. I'm on my LL right now.
Sure.
Introspective.
Yes.
Look. You know what I mean? And I guess it's biographic.
Yep.
Biographical. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And
Yep.
that joint is just dope.
It was me looking in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? But, for people that know me know who I'm talking about from the beginning of the record. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a tale that has not been told. You know what I mean? Since I was, was immunocompromised since I was 5 years old. I mean, until I was 5 years old. But I talked about it in third person. I never really said, this is me.
Right.
Until you get to the end. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? When I give myself a pound and the fist pump.
Yeah.
So, a fist bump. So, but I intentionally did it that way just so, you could just listen to the story and then all of a sudden there's the element of surprise at the end. Oh, he's talking about himself.
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
yeah.
But I think that might be
That's a dope joint.
my
And
favorite record.
I think,
the way
yeah.
you put it together, man, you can. The imagery.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
When you said, and the little line, I like this line, dog. He was like, neighborhood beef, but my left foot, my left jab work. You know what I mean? I was like, oh yeah. That,
Caught a couple on the cheek. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But that wasn't the norm. But most importantly, I always made it home.
Right. Most important.
And that's the lesson that I want the kids to get. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when we were growing up, you could have a beef with somebody, you fight, you know what I'm saying? You might get punched in your face, you punch somebody in the face. But at the end of the day, we made it home.
Made it home.
You see what I'm saying? A lot of kids don't make it home when they got beef
Yeah.
with these little, as they call them, I hate that word, the ops and all of that.
Yeah,
I can't stand, because they don't even know what that really means.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They
Like,
just saying.
yeah, they're just saying it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I really, like, when I was writing that rhyme, I'm purposeful about the words that I use and how I wanted to be perceived and portrayed, and that was very important. You always, the most important thing is to make it back home.
Make it back.
You gotta make it back home.
Matter of fact, let's get into some of these joints off of different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got some more coming up with Tracey Lee.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh man, listen, let me tell you something. This right here is the platform we need to push the culture forward. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, shout out to my man Troy. I definitely got some things going on here, especially in this area, man, that's lacking. So continue to do the work, continue to push the culture forward, man. And thank you for having me. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Welcome back to the Hip Hop Corridor.
On 96.3 HD4.
Yeah, man. And today we had a special guest in here today, man. Trey Lee, man. He came in here.
He blessed us.
My
man.
pleasure, my
You
pleasure,
know what I'm
man.
saying, man. Trey, so what's coming up next, man?
Oh man, so we still pushing different. You know what I mean? Different is not on any streaming platforms. It's only available on TraceyLeeMusic.com. That's TRACEYLEE music.com, and it's a tough spot for me because I think Different is an album that I want everybody to hear, but there's a certain approach that I'm trying to take with this record. And I was talking to Troy offline. It was like, I got to start this precedent somewhere, but it's unfortunate that Different has to be the sacrificial lamb with regards to going straight to consumer and not relying on the streaming platforms to get this music out. You know what I'm saying? But I want to build a core audience. You know what I'm saying? I want to build those, like, shout out to LaRussell. I love
Russell,
his
that's my man.
business
You know what I'm
model.
saying? Base from the Bay.
His business model is so ill. I mean, the way that he maneuvers, I mean, he's doing shows in people's backyards. And he's built a consumer base that he can go directly to. And he doesn't need any of these other platforms.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just heard, I saw him on IG and he said he did 32 albums and then he finally connected with Hit Boy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
32 albums. You know how much dedication and commitment it takes to do 32 albums?
Right, yeah.
But again, it's his relationship that he has with his consumer that keeps him moving. And so that's the kind of thing that I want to build. It's a little tougher for me and my demographic because there's a lot of us in our demographic that ain't really into it like we used to be.
Right.
So you got to kind of meet us where we at.
Right,
so
right.
These are the things that I'm trying to figure out. How do we connect the music to our lifestyle? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then in that way, you get into the music. Not the other way around where you get into the music first and then you discover the lifestyle after that.
Right.
We got to meet us where we at. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, I'm committed to it, man, and we're going to continue to do that. You know what I'm saying?
We hope we get some more bangers, you know what I'm saying?
most
Some
definitely.
more visuals.
We know they coming.
Slick bars, you know what I'm saying?
most
Making us
definitely.
think, you know what I'm saying? Don't catch bars till 5 years later. All that type stuff, man. Trey can do that, man.
Hey, listen, as long as we got platforms like this, man, I will definitely continue to do it because y'all push the culture forward. You understand what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, for sure. So, yeah, Troy, man, you know what I'm saying? How you want to,
Hey, man, look, usually we have a jewel.
Right.
But this show been full of jewels.
Yes, it
You know what
has.
I mean?
Yes, it has.
I don't think I need to add nothing to it.
No salt, no pepper.
No salt.
You know,
Hey.
It's seasoned
It's already
perfectly.
seasoned
It's
perfect.
seasoned
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? We don't want to overcook it. So yeah, we gonna let it go, man. But I ain't gonna lie, I would not mind us going out on another song from Different.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's do
You
it,
know what I
man.
mean?
Which one you going with?
I want you to pick.
Yeah.
we
You
picked
started the show, and
Right.
you can end the show.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I think in order for, you know what, I was gonna go in one direction, but check this out. We're gonna go in this direction. Shout out to the great lady Alma. Shout out to Eric Roberson. We're gonna go out with the title track. we're gonna go out with different.
Go out with
There it
different. There it
is.
is.
We're gonna go out with different.
Absolutely. So we hope y'all enjoyed this show.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I mean? I'm Troy,
I'm D-Dub.
and we had our man Tracey Lee up in the corridor.
Anybody want to say peace out to before we get out of here?
Man, peace out to everybody that's been involved in my career. Shout out to my wife, you know what I mean? Shout out to my children, you know what I mean? Tanner and Landon. Shout out to OJs, you know what I mean? Shout out to R&F, you know who it is, 763, Power Move. Shout out to Howard University. Shout out to Howard University.
They jumping me again,
Shout
y'all.
out
They
to
jumping
Philly.
me again.
You know what I mean? Did I mention shout out to Howard University?
H-U.
Hey, Norfolk
You
State.
see the shirt. You know.
You know.
Hey, Shane, you Howard too. Hey, nah, this ain't fair, man. I gotta get some more Spartans up in here.
Hey, you know, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Look, somebody hit me up. They was like, "Hey, Troy, is the guy that's on the show with you? He went to Howard too?" I was like, nah. I said he went to Norfolk. He's like, oh, "Okay, that's cool."
Nah, that's what's up, man. Well, in hip hop terms, man, bass in the space, if you know what that means.
Peace.
Easy.
You in the hip hop corridor where we giving you hip hop and more. 96.3 HD4. Get 'em, Dub.
Yeah, we caught the wave and we took it to shore. The convo's pure, it's the hip hop corridor. Yeah, talking about the latest, celebrating who the greatest, honoring the ones, man, who paved it, who really made it. Be in the amazement, same place they shot Rap City in the basement. Office cable TV, film, music, and entertainment. Check us out, 96.3 HD4. It's the hip hop corridor. Dub and Troy.